Okay, like, I'm all for fan service. This is getting ridiculous. Iron sights too.
She said, wait, God
Whoa,
damn.
she's dead!
What's good, YouTube? It's your boy Vontae, the first, the day portion of Mugen Eclipse.
And it's me, Mr. Twitchy, the night portion of Mugen Eclipse. Tonight we're back with Season 3, Episode 4 of Fire Force.
Arthur fell out of the matchbox. Where he at? What he doing?
Sayonara.
On, Joker and Shinra, so the Dark Hero and the Hero, both pulled up on Captain Burns. Burns, he's outclassing them, and he's currently leveling up, getting hotter, stronger. He's at stage 2 right now, so he's still amplifying. Obi, obviously, he's going to be injected with the insect or whatever, so he's all tied up and on like a crucifix type of deal, whatever. You know, they're on that weird holy, not so holy shit. So Hinawa and the gang, Company 8, they're going against Gold.
When you construct a plan and step 1 of the plan immediately fails, like, it's going to be a rough time either way. So of course it's so on brand for Arthur to just fall off and no one to realize that he's gone, because we have to leave him unsupervised for some reason. Like, do you not know this man is literally the Fire Force equivalent of Zoro? Shout out to Obi again. But yeah, it's like he's always getting lost. He's always showing up at the last minute when it really counts. But, ooh, he makes me sweat in the meantime. Without any further delay, guys, let's get into Season 3, Episode 4 of Fire Force, right about now. Analyzing. She thick.
That's exactly what he's thinking.
Oh.
相手の能力はなんだ。金属を操作している。磁力か。特徴的なのはあの金の固定。
Is she manipulating plasma?
Could be
火や
that.
熱に関係する能力。
Splatter, no me.
金と熱。バカ君、すぐに鉄橋による攻撃を中止してくれ。やめるんだ。
Too late. Why they got this man gagged? Like, what is he possibly gonna say?
Run!
Like, at least let him
What?
breathe. Oh, he's got a glow to him, literally.
いらねえんだよ。金と熱で磁力を生み出しているんです。まず金は磁力の影響を受けず磁石にはくっつきません。じゃああいつは磁力を使ってるわけじゃ。で問題なのが熱です。
Well, yeah, it's one of the best conductors.
磁力を持つ性質があるんです。ゴールドの能力、第三世代能力で生み出した熱エネルギーを磁力に変換して操り、金属を操作している。ダメだ中隊長、発砲したら相手の手数を増やすだけだ。
Yeah, so he's useless.
Ooh,
Sorry.
That movement was crazy.
Whoa, 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 whoa! That was the barrel of his gun?
Yep.
Oh my god.
Yeah, they moving.
Tamaki's doing her thing.
技もスピードも上がったと思う。
Don't have
け
the
どやっ
power.
ぱりシンラやアーサーと比べ
I need
て
the
私
power.
は根本的に火力が弱いんだ。頼む。
Of course, I'm part of the 8. We're a family.
No. No. You're not officially a part of the crew. Okay, you are now.
Nekomata's face is in there. Coach Nekomata.
Whoa,
Just
she
smiling.
turned to liquid. You want to talk about plasma?
Liquid? Ooh. Oh boy. Damn. God, no.
What? The belt buckle is causing her to lose. Why the perspective? Always.
金属部品はベルトのみだ。ってことはつまり
We must all strip down naked.
こういうことか。カレンダーで脱いでいる我々に。
You're not wrong.
Maki didn't sign up for this.
Yeah, she didn't.
ネザー暮らしで何も知らない
Feel
ようだ
bad
な。
for baby girl. She.
みたいな格好して何やってん
Teddy
だよ。
bear.
笑い事じゃないぞ。リサもベルトを外せ。
私の能力を忘れたか。
Where's my octopus?
イサリビ入れてくれた。思いは足らないかもしれないけど、王尾大隊長を救いたい。
He got
Necessary.
that effect on
dialogue.
everybody, man.
Yep.
I was about to joke about that earlier. I'm like, she literally has a damn target on her head. It's like,
You're asking for it at this point.
放置生態というと磁力を遮る物質だよな。どこに？そこら中にありますよ。
It's in the ground, right? Like, ferrous oxide.
iron.
ゴールドの金のコテを鉄で覆ってしまうんです。特殊消防隊にしかできない。
Yo, shout out to Lick, man. He coach. He's Coach Ukai.
ゴールドいつ
You
も
know his coaching shit, man.
Also, if you want to talk about standing around, those two guys behind her,
Yeah, they ain't doing a goddamn
literally
thing.
there.
And I'm assuming you guys have the same exact job. Yeah, you are all the destroyers, so why aren't y'all doing
リ
that?
サリサ消防隊しかできない方法ってなんだ？いいですか。よく聞いてください。
させる気？
リヒト、準備 OK だ。
だから何するんだよ。
Okay, like, seriously? Like, I'm all for fan service. This is getting ridiculous. Let's get cooking with what? Okay.
It's the power of that ass twitch. Come on.
Okay.
Power
We need to start a dialogue.
いいか今木さん。
オッケー。私のケツで何する気だよ。
Yeah, exactly.
What?
吸引用の高濃度酸素だ。これを使って。
Why do you have that many oxygen cans at the ready?
バル、まだか。
Wow.
It's getting there.
お前らな。
けど770度を超えた鉄は性質を変化させ、磁気の影響を受けない。
My gauntlet! No!
Imagine wearing a piece of metal and having boiling.
Bruh. Nope. Ow.
Oh,
Right
my
here.
God. Iron sights too.
She said, wait. God!
Whoa, she's
damn.
dead!
お前の出番はないぞ。もちろんあの男にもな。
I love the animalistic growl that they accompany next to him. Sarima, I speak English.
今度はなんだ？
Y'all did all that against her, and now you gotta come up with a whole new game plan. An entirely new game plan against this one.
Oh, the wind cutting.
炎や熱以外の。
Why are you speaking English so much? Westaboo.
I know, right?
Westaboo.
Oh, shit. Oh, no.
Oh shit! No, 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 no.
死ね。
That was in the trailer.
Remember that. That's okay.
お
お前も第八。まだ一人いたか。俺の名はシオアーサー・ボイル。
Thank you. You just
そうか
gave it,
ア
you
ーサー・
idiot.
ボイル。では私の4人の美女を食らって死ね。4人の女神。
It's a Western battle.
Oh, in a single strike. Violet
Yeah.
Flash.
That's his go-to.
一瞬で。アーサー、お前どこに行ってた？
Don't matter.
遅くの第八なのに。
No. No duh.
Why? What?
That was so unnecessary. Talk about
落
unnecessary.
馬した。
I.
And he
I'm
swear he be
almost gonna
spitting.
say I can't take this entire show seriously whenever I see Arthur on screen because it's like
You can't.
just can't.
神に仕えるしもべだ。
あなたは神父であり消防
I'm
官
getting
だ。
so sick of
神
him
を守るの
yapping.
が消防官の務めだろ。
Yes.
I'm a priest. Praise God.
一人の人
All
間
right,
に
you're
する
murdering
私
trillions.
はこの国
Do
Billions.
you really believe that, Burns? Really? Do you?
何も望まない
Head ass dialogue.
身体発火ない
はヒーローになるって誓ったんだ。すべて救ってみせる。
I think, therefore I am. I yap, therefore I am a servant.
お
No.
前の願いは何も叶わない。
Actually happening. It's a fake out. I don't know. He's wearing like a book or something in his chest. I don't know. He's religious too.
That did look weird though, because it's like, okay, well, obviously Burns is not. Well, I guess he would move and counter if you did dash towards that area, but still, there's really no opening against him right now, whether he's standing or moving, which is annoying.
This was a strange episode.
We need, it really was. We need licked here to see how we can counter Burns, because what the fuck?
It's like Air 404 comes across his HUD.
When you really think about it, this entire episode, based off of Arthur falling off the goddamn matchbox, was like point. Like this wouldn't even have had to have happened. You could look at this episode as like filler, not under the same circumstances, but just to the fact that like if Arthur was there, he literally would have defeated all three of them.
This is narrative filler.
Yeah.
Okubo's like, well, don't know what to do this week, so let's just have Arthur get lost again.
It was just a way to make, you know, I guess Tamaki to do a little bit more, but like, nah, you gotta do more than that. You gotta do more than that.
I mean, look, they're working as a team. It shows the camaraderie, but it also shows that every piece of the puzzle is essential. If there is a missing piece, it will be readily apparent.
Yep. Let me peep what y'all got next week, because I think I know. Huh.
Something weak, I think. Nakasenai.
Ooh, ho, ho, ho. Okay.
Japanese a little rusty.
Okay.
I'm not even reading the title.
Oh, next week is gonna be one of them ones.
But what'd you think about this week? I don't know. From a anime only perspective, I wasn't really vibing with this one. And it wasn't just because the animation kind of dropped below, I would say, like 50% at times. Like, that's fine. If you're going to give us, you know, the Sakuga animation, that is perfectly okay with me. I understand the budgetary concerns of an anime production. But the pacing was all over the place. And even the way that we defeated Gold, like, she had been built up for 3 episodes, and then all of a sudden, single shot to the dome, and she's dead. And Burns is still, like, he's there. He's kind of stopping Shinra and Joker, but then at the end he was just like, just put the bug in Obi. It's like, couldn't you have said that from the beginning? Or like, I know Obi's not going to turn into an infernal from the bug, but again, there was something off-putting about this one.
This episode, I could tell they got none of the key animators worked on it for one. That's just one thing. But just in terms of the actual plot, it was, like I said, it was pretty much a filler episode in a way because, once again, Arthur, if he was there, that this wouldn't even existed. This episode wouldn't have existed. All right, that's one thing, which is crazy to think about how that even works. But maybe that's just kind of like just goes to Arthur's character and the joke of that. But it is still, in a way, it is a waste of time. Not to say that Gold wasn't formidable. I mean, obviously she was very formidable.
Up until the end.
At the same time, though, we would know that, technically speaking, it wouldn't even have gone that way. As for the Burn side, it is getting a bit frustrating because it's like all he's going to do is say the same thing to you, Shinra. Whatever you say, trying to get through to him, he's not going to say nothing else other than I'm a servant, I am a human, so I'm doing my job as a priest, whatever the case may be. And then, like you said, him finally being like, okay, well, now inject the insect into him. It's like, okay, well, why? Like you said, why didn't you do that in the beginning, in the very beginning? So I think, and especially for someone, like for people to watch this, I feel like some people are probably like, okay, well, why didn't you, if you seen that he wasn't moving, why didn't you guys try to go, one of you guys tried to go attack while the other one tried to, you know, distract him?
Exactly. They just stood there. There was a lot of standing around in this episode.
It's weird because, like, this is coming from a perspective where it's like, okay, well, Burns, obviously, if you try to stop that, then he would move, but it just looks weird because obviously he's not moving, so anybody that's watching this can get the impression that, like, why didn't you guys try to do that? Because all he's doing is just, firing himself up, and he's not moving, so one of you guys could have done something, or at least try to, and
a
then
distraction
show
for
him.
one, the other goes and saves the one guy you're here to save. No, we're just going to sit here and watch it be done.
Because it makes it
Like-
look kind of incompetent. Like, at least show the viewer
Yes.
that they tried to
Yes.
do it and they couldn't do it because he kept
Get
like
stopped, you
jumping
get
in the way
stopped.
or something. Exactly. So it's one of those things where it's almost like you have to headcanon it, which if you headcanon in it, then it's not something that's actually going on. It's just kind of, you can only go based off of what they showed in that prior episode with the clash. But there's nothing there that's telling you, oh, yeah, like they definitely could have tried. Like, no, they definitely should have then, if that's the case, based on how it looks. But this was a very weird episode. Definitely not one of my favorite ones. I mean, honestly, the first 4 episodes of this has not really been that great, to be honest. But it's still some fun things. But as a manga reader, I'm just ready to get to some of the other stuff because no, not the biggest fan.
Again, I understand over the course of a long anime season, and some people might be like, it's only 12 or 13 episodes. Like, that's not that long. Like, production of anime takes years to make.
Mm-hmm.
And yes, we are thankful that this is here, but that does not mean that it can go without criticism if we find flaws in it.
Mm-hmm.
So call it like we see it. We'll be fair about it. We'll talk about the things we like. We'll talk about the things we don't like. But with that being said, I feel like my immersion was broken in this episode.
Mm-hmm.
I was really excited. The first 3 episodes, even though it was a little bit slower of a pace for the plot, I was still like, okay, we're going somewhere, we're doing something, we're at the area to where the conflict is going to happen. And then, like, somewhat the last part of last episode and then this episode in general, it's just like, I don't really see the direction that we're moving forward. If we're supposed to be intimidated by these destroyers, they shouldn't get one shot. And no, that's not a pun, because literally she got one shot, or one sliced in Arthur's case. But it's, I can't.
I don't
really
have a problem with that
understand-
part of it though. Like, to me, one shots. There's a difference between like truly just getting one shotted, as in like you weren't even formidable at all, which did happen to the other destroyers from Arthur. So that is true. Arthur, he is obviously on another level now, and I guess this is showing his training, the result of his training, which from what they mentioned of a certain somebody in this episode, which these are just appetizers for Arthur right now. But so I do agree with you when it came to these destroyers. But for Gold, I mean, honestly, they had to do a whole lot of just. They just had to do a whole different playbook
solution to the problem that was her. Yes, I agree.
It's just, I will say the only problem I do have is, and this is how they're written, the destroyers. Like, they just want to do one-on-one fights. They kind of just stand there. It's like you said, there's a lot of standing going on. That's why a lot of the direction just feels off. Because like, why are people? It's almost like these characters don't have a sense of urgency compared to like what Company 8 is trying to do. Like, we're trying to go in and save Obi. They're the defense, and they keep claiming, oh, we're better than the regular assassins, but you're not really doing nothing right now. So like, who else do you guys got that you're going to bring out?
Using that logic, I still don't understand why they want to do solo fights. If you are a higher level of assassin, then shouldn't higher levels of assassins work together? Because doesn't that compound on one another? Or you have to okay, they were able to figure out Gold's power and think up of a counter and then execute on it. And then when Arthur showed up, that was just, a one-hit kill type of deal. But with that being said, if you're fighting multiple foes all at the same time and you don't know any of their abilities, that puts you at a disadvantage. So again, I don't quite understand their reasoning, and it's another thing that somewhat breaks my immersion, because if you have this hard set goal in mind, you want to turn the planet into a second sun. That is something that you do not do without conviction, and for you to have that level of conviction, but that level of stupidity, it's like you're not even thinking this through. If you teamed up there would be no one to defeat you because they wouldn't have time to process, or you can cover for your teammates' weaknesses. Again, this being a battle shonen and how this particular episode played out, I'll just keep repeating it for the sake of redundancy, but it really broke my immersion. I'm disappointed with this one, truth be told.
Yeah, like literally from at this point, the only Guardians that we've seen actually get out there and do some work. Arrow, she did some work early on in Fire Force, and my boy Sharon, he's like the only one
goes
that
without
consistently has done something, and pretty damn well. Other than that, a lot of these guys, like, yes, they have some crazy fights in the net, there would be one-on-one fights or whatever, but it's getting to a point where it's like, okay, why don't you just bring out some of the other guys, the actual heavy hitters, actual people that can successfully, because like, what is your track record? What the fuck do y'all be fighting? Like, seriously, who have you fought that can make you feel this way?
You kill old ladies? Like, that's not a good track record.
So it's like, what have you been doing, honestly? Like, what is your track record for real? So we'll see. I'm excited for the next episode based off of what was in the preview. Obviously, you don't know what was there. But
my eyes.
This episode definitely was a disappointment. Like, it was still fun and good to see Company 8 do their thing, but it was such a nothing burger type of episode that literally is a filler episode. Like, truly filler.
And I don't mean to,
for no reason.
I don't mean to emphasize this point as much. It was said half in a joking manner during the episode, but I can foresee, I have not looked online, but I can foresee this being the exact argument that is used as a straw man argument online about the fan service in this show. So not only did you have a terribly paced episode, but you also took a significant amount of time to give us Tamaki ass shots. It's like, to be quick, what are we watching? Not be there for 5 minutes. It's supposed to be a quick joke. It's supposed to be like, move on to the next thing. But no, they
you're dragging
the camera angles. They, accentuated some of the scenes. It should have been much quicker and not repetitive for 5 minutes straight, or like 4 minutes straight of this. Like, what is it? Was legitimately about a quarter of the episode.
You could have did all of that in literally like seconds. Okay, they're doing this. That's weird. Stop spraying that. And then get away from that. You didn't have to one thing. Wait, what are you guys doing? 1 minute goes by. Wait, don't do that. Why are you guys doing this? Why are you looking like that? It's like, it just kept going on and on. So I do agree that also was very unnecessary. This whole episode was unnecessary, to be honest. Even from what I'm thinking about back to like the manga, I don't even remember a lot of stuff going down. Like, I'll have to look back again. I don't even remember. Like, I remember Arthur doing his thing. I don't even remember too much of this part. It was very quick in the manga.
I will ask you this question.
I think it was very quick.
Do you think that, given the preview, and I know it's only a quick 15-second clip, but do you think we're going to get more so on track now with the pacing? Or if they're going to be so far behind the 8 ball now that it's like, we got too much room to cover, we're going to have to cut some things?
I think they will. It's going to be a little bit of both, honestly. They will cut things, but it's funny because the things that they will cut, because like I said, Okubo, I think I said in the last reaction, or maybe I was talking to you off camera, he did drag things a little bit at times throughout the manga. So there's a lot of stuff that you could cut. Like this episode, for example, you would think, right? This is like the kind of shit that sometimes he would do. And it's like, okay, let's get on with it. But for the next episode, I believe that one is truly the one that will get us on track based off of what's going on and everything, and where we left off with Obi, of course. So I don't know what was going on early on in David Productions with this part. I don't know what the directors were. I don't know, but definitely a disappointing episode, to be honest. I might even title it that or something. I don't know. Maybe it'll get some people like, yeah, we agree. But
guys, we apologize for being a little bit behind the 8 ball in terms of our Fire Force uploads. I had food poisoning one week. We've been trying to do Dandadan manga streams. Haikyuu has been pumping out content all this week, so we just got done releasing the penultimate episode to season 2. Just a lot of other things, and then plus our enjoyment level hasn't been that high so far outside of the opening and the ending reactions. So yeah, we apologize for these late uploads, but hopefully we can get back on track when the show itself gets back on track next week.
Yes, sir. So that's pretty much all I got on my end, man.
That's it for me.
All right, you guys know the drill, man. Every week we got Fire Force, we got My Hero Academia, Vigilantes, Haikyuu, Dandadan manga, soon Chainsaw Man manga read through, so stay tuned for that as well. Lots and lots of content going from springtime right now to the summer to the fall into next year, and with Core 2 coming out in January of next year as well for Fire Force to finish it all off. But with that being said, man, please stay safe, stay healthy, stay clean. See you guys on the next video or stream, and peace.